Let's take a look at how we can test the capability of our network interface card to inject frames into a Wi-Fi network while in monitor mode. Firstly, we take a look at the configuration. So we have WLAN 0 and ifconfig. Okay. So with ifconfig, we see that the network interface card is down, and we can bring it up so that then we see that it's up. Now, in order to do an injection test, we need to turn on monitor mode. But the injection test that we're going to do is using AirReplay NG, and this generally works better when monitor mode is turned on for a specific frequency or a specific channel rather than the general scanning monitor mode that is looking at all the different channels. What do I mean by that? If we look at AirMon NG, we see that we can optionally select a particular channel or frequency. So this is what I mean. If you try to do your injection test without setting a specific channel or frequency, sometimes it may not work. Depends on your network interface card. Anyway, so how do we know which channel or frequency we want to be doing our injection test on? Depends on where we have access points. So let's start by doing a scan to see where we have access points around. So we see one access point here, and then we see a second access point with SSID Daniel Wireless software. We're going to try on this one. The channel is channel 11. Alright, so that's what we were looking for, channel 11 for Daniel Wireless software. Now that we know that, we go back to AirMon NG, start it with the network interface card on WLAN 0 and then channel 11. Alright, so WLAN 0 mon has been created, and meanwhile WLAN 0 has been disabled. IWconfig and IFconfig are giving us what we expect, so WLAN 0 mon is ready to go. Right, so what we're going to do is use AirReplay. Now AirReplay can be used for a variety of different purposes in Wi-Fi penetration testing. It is generally used for injecting various kinds of frames, and this can be part of different attacks. So it can be used to inject up frames. It can be used to inject frames that are related to a handshake, various kinds of things. But for now, we are going to use function of AirReplay that allows us to test. So let's say if we try to do this, there's a number of other options, but the simplest way is to just do ---- test, and then the interface. We need to do AirReplay NG. Now, since WLAN 0 is down, it gives us this error message. So that's one reason why AirMon NG is good for turning on monitor mode, because it at the same time brings down the wireless interface that is not in monitor mode. So that's WLAN 0. So anyway, so in case we make mistakes like this, it will say no such device. Alright, so then we go with WLAN 0 mon, which we had set to be monitor mode for channel 11, and we know there's an access point there. because otherwise you might see something like found 0 AP here. Because what this AirReplay NG test is doing an injection test, and it tries at first by sending broadcast probes. If it finds no access points, that's not very helpful. But so it found one access point, and then it tries directed access probe requests. Directed to that particular access point. We see the MAC address of the access point here. We see the channel, so we had selected 11 before, and the SSID that we saw was this. It's confirming that this is the SSID. The ping times that follow here give you some indication about the delay in communication with this access point. So larger values would indicate that the access point is further away. And then we have a power value, 28 of 30, so 93%. Generally, if the access point is closer, we would have a higher success rate here. So this is pretty good. I mean, we can try again, and then we can see. So it might not be 28, it might be something like 30. So we have 100% success this time. And so yes, we have successfully done packet injection. So we know that we can turn on monitor mode and we can inject packets. We are ready to go and do penetration testing.